Well, we're in John chapter 21. I'm glad you could be with us for God's Word. And of course, Jesus has resurrected, and he's also appeared to Mary Magdalene and then to a group of women. And then he's appeared to 10 of the remaining 11 disciples. And then once again to the entire 12, where Thomas had to eat crow. And now he's going to appear another time in John chapter 21. Let's look at the first 3 verses of John 21. But before we do that, I want to give you Matthew 28:7, something that he said after his resurrection. This is when he spoke to the group of women. He said, "Go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead." That's an angel speaking from the tomb. "And behold, he is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him. Behold, I have told you." So after the smoke clears, the disciples, the apostles, are supposed to go to Galilee. They were in Jerusalem. Now they're going to go back to Galilee, where really all of them are from, and wait for Jesus, probably at Capernaum, because that's where his headquarters was. And in Galilee, you have the place where so many of them had their livelihood, fishing, the Sea of Galilee. It was the Sea of Galilee to the Jews. It was the Lake of Tiberias to the Romans. Verse 1. After these things, the things we just talked about, Jesus manifested himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. And he manifested himself this way: Simon Peter and Thomas called Didymus, twin, Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, James and John, and 2 others. Wouldn't you love to be just called the 2 others? 2 others. That's 7 guys, which could mean we know for sure that 4 were fishermen, but it could mean that all 7 were fishermen by trade of the 12. Simon Peter said to them, "I'm going fishing." They said to him, "We'll also come with you." So they went out and got into the boat, and that night they caught nothing. The last time I went fishing, I caught a turtle. It happens. But I don't have to get my livelihood from that, and it's a good thing for that turtle. Okay, so anyway, fished all night and got nothing. Remember another time that they fished all night and got nothing? It was at the calling of Simon Peter. And Jesus had said, after Simon Peter got this huge catch in the middle of the day up next to the bank, they're not supposed to be there. He fell to his knees and said, "Depart from me, Lord, I'm a sinful man." And Jesus said, "Don't fear. From now on, you'll be catching men," meaning people. "I'm going to make you a fisher of people." So the fish are a picture of us reaching out to people. And so here's a second time, and without the Lord being involved in doing something for them and with them, they catch nothing. I believe it's a point that God's making. Initially, Peter, you caught no fish until Jesus said, "Throw your net over on the right side." And then he did, and then he caught fish. And we have it here again after the resurrection of Jesus. Jesus is pretty well saying, you've got to have me in charge, or you're going to fish for men, and it's not going to happen. But they were told to go and wait on Jesus in Galilee. How long? They weren't told how long to wait there in Galilee. So you can't just go and do nothing. So I think, that's part of the point. When you're waiting on the Lord to come through and show you what to do in something, or you're waiting on him to do something about your situation, if there's something that you can already do, go ahead. Go ahead and take care of things. They probably were starting to get hungry and needed to catch some fish and sell them. But don't just do nothing when you're waiting on God. Do what you know to do, but just don't run ahead of him, like Abraham did when he was promised a son, and he decided he waited long enough, and his wife said, "Well, why don't you go into my handmaid Hagar?" And that's what he did, and oh boy, was it a mess. So I don't know about you, but I've run ahead of God before, and I've never benefited from it. It's always blown up on me. That's what I got for you. Have a great day.